Yeah, why not, right?
Okay, this one is the Romy Orange white wine, 100% Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah. So,
natural fermentation and unfined, and there's sediment at the bottom. He'll explain that later. It is hand harvest and skin contact for not 30 but 45 days. Explain the sediment. Why is it important to have sediment?
I wouldn't say it's important, but it's
normal, I guess.
Very characteristic of a natural wine. So sediment comes from the wine being unfined and unfiltered. So unfined is basically the winemaker decided not to use any fining agent. So like clay or gelatin, anything like that to like help clear up the wine. So like, I don't know if we can edit this at all, but like you can see. No. Okay, cool. We're not there yet.
This is live, baby.
Yeah. But like,
edit shit.
You can see through the glass. Like you can't see my face.
No.
Right. And
it's
like
very cloudy.
Yeah. So part of that is because like on my way here, the bottle kind of shook up, so the sediment kind of dispersed in the wine.
Went everywhere, yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. You can drink sediment. Anybody will tell you can drink sediment. Sediment kind of tastes bad, so a lot of people don't drink it.
But it goes good. It's very like citrusy.
You can definitely drink it. So yeah, unfined is just like it's a natural process of not adding anything in the wine that would defer the natural taste of it. So like, for example, there's no gelatin that like can clamp up the yeast, the sugars, the impurities of the wine. Unfiltered is like at the end when it's done fermenting and processing and aging, it usually goes through multiple processes of filtering, from like sieves to cheesecloths on like an exponent, like huge levels. But that's not what happens. It's just poured in a bottle and they're like, here you go. So this
that's
guy
from the Echeverria. How do you say that?
Yeah,
Echeverria family, and they have a PhD in economics.
Yeah, Echeverria.
Echeverria. Okay.
Echeverria. I think. I don't know. Probably Eka. Shout out to my boy though. But yeah, this is from the Echeverria family. So more specifically, it's like one dude who started it. And like you were saying, this guy has a PhD in economics. But again, after like the crisis of '08, he was kind of just like, you know what, fuck it, dude. I don't want to do this anymore. So he had like a mental breakdown, I would assume. And then he bought, I mean, probably comments or whatever going to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's...
Oh, they will.
Maybe 17, like I have different numbers in my head. It's either 17, 18, or 80 hectares of land. Could be totally wrong.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's a lot of land, dude.
It's a lot of land. In Chile, dude, that's a lot of land. And this guy, after the '08 crisis, he was kind of just like, you know what? I'm going to make wine. I'm going to make it for the masses. Everybody will enjoy my wine. And that'll be that. And I'll be a fucking millionaire. And then he made his first like batch, his first like vintage that was like kind of like a niche, like artisanal, just to try it out. A couple, 300 bottle probably.
Do you think they're millionaires, dude? Yeah?
Yeah, dude, they sell that shit for $30. People got to make a fucking profit off of that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And like, again, it's hand harvested. It's homemade. It's homemade. It's like made by humans, right? That make a fair wage. And that's what they strive on, specifically these guys, is they make wine that is ethically correct. So they treat their people well. They give them good wages. And after the guy made his first batch, he was like, this is really good on like a small scale. So maybe if I continue to do this, I'll get more of like an artisanal wine that will be kind of niche and suit, a different
audience,
clientele, audience, demographic, whatever.
Yep, absolutely.
And he kind of just, this guy, I mean, you can see if you've had Sauvignon Blanc before, Sauvignon Blanc's not this color. Sauvignon Blanc is legit like clear white.
That's beautiful.
It's it's overhydrated piss color. This is like you haven't drank water in 8 hours.
Yeah, this, like, if your pee is like... Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about hydration.
Yeah.
If your pee is like this, bro, you need some fucking electrolytes in your body, you need some potassium, you need some salt, and you need some fucking water, baby, because this is not healthy. But...
No, but it's healthy today.
Absolutely.
It's healthy today. So, and the thing with natural wines is that you don't really get a smell note. You know, like there's no on the nose. There's not really anything. It just kind of tastes like dirt. It kind of smells like
Earth,
soil,
yep.
earth,
Yep.
like vines. It smells like sun hitting like your skin and you're sweaty. You know, that's what it smells like.
But apparently the guy, like the Echeverria family,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Apparently, like they're very nonchalant about their way. Like
100%.
Like it's not fancy. They don't really care. But
Yeah.
like it's natural. So either buy it or don't. They don't really care.
So their motto is
No es pituco.
no es pituco,
Yeah.
which roughly translates to it ain't fancy. So they make wine for themselves. Like that was their whole thing when they first started. They were like, I like this. Like the guy was like, I like this. So I'm going to fucking sell it as is.
Nice.
And if people don't fuck with it, I don't care.
I like that.
Because I have a PhD in economics. So I can be a millionaire anywhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's important.
So, so this is, and this wine, so this family actually is one of the first wines like from Chile that produce like boutique wines. It's so like natural wines, kind of like the niche sort of small batch cuvées. So like, you know, maybe 400 to 1,000 bottles a year. Like that's small. Like if you think about it, because like if we go to an LCBO store or like an SAQ and we try to go buy Jackson Triggs will never run out of wine. And that's just because they buy grapes on like such a high amount that it's like unimaginable,
unfathomable.
Yeah. They crank out like probably as many bottles as like
humanly
possible in one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas this guy takes his time, processes his wine correctly.
But that goes back with the quality of it too.
100%.
Yeah.
It just goes back to like old traditions. It's just like this is how it was made back then. It took time.
Things take time.
Things take time. Good things take time.
Absolutely.
So this guy doesn't give a shit. He's like, this is what I'm making. If you don't like it, don't fucking buy it. But I know my product's good. Because obviously if it wasn't, he wouldn't sell it. This is actually also one of the first wines from Chile that was sold in Harrods in London. So I don't know if you know what Harrods is. It's this fucking... Yo... I don't want to get too dark, but it's like quite frankly, I don't even know what it is either. It's like a general store, but like grocery store, but like it's like the Bay of like London.
Okay.
Like the Bay Company.
Yeah.
It's just like a store of like
all my roadmans are gonna tell me exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Here.
All my UK people like yeah. It's just Harrods is like it's owned by like millionaires. Like big trillionaires. Like the richest people have their hands in Harrods.
The lizard people?
The lizard people. The shape-shifting aliens. You remember that from college?
Yeah.
Shape-shifting. Shout out to Martin. Yeah. I don't know where that guy is. Probably in the army somewhere.
Yeah, army, I think.
Yeah. I've stopped following him.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your service, though, for sure. So Harrods is like this like grocery store, general store, but like on an expensive scale, right? So they bring in all that good shit.
Yeah.
So this is like this is the first. Again, I don't want to get roasted, but like I'll just say one of the first.
Don't find something to roast you anyway, bro. Say whatever you want.
It's one of the first wines from Chile that was ever brought to Harrods.
So it's the first like standout from Chile.
100%. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
And from what I'm tasting, incredibly crisp green apple.
What
so
food would that go good with? Pair well with, sorry.
This would be good in the summer. 1,000,000%. Like you just come back from like a beach day or like a golf.
Oysters, bro.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
This would go well with pizza. This would go well with any dessert you'd ever serve. This would go great with some sort of fish. I see like asparagus being thrown in there, like in the asparagus season, which we're coming up on, by the way.
Oh, I like it. I love asparagus.
Asparagus, dude. Yeah. Most underrated vegetable, I think. That and,
I can eat asparagus for every meal.
Yeah, 100%.
Fried up in the pan, a little olive oil, little salt and pep. You know what I mean? Beautiful. A little garlic.
Sure.
Oh,
green beans.
Yes.
Just raw, thrown into a dry pan. No oil, no butter. Just dry. Just char the shit out of it. Make them black. At the end, when it's like they're cooked enough, take it off the heat. Throw in a knob of like salted fucking butter, a crushed clove of garlic or two, depending on if you like garlic like that or not.
I do.
Me too.
Who doesn't, dude?
Who doesn't, dude? You're
Sorry,
fucking,
buddy.
you're
Yeah.
weird. You're weird if you don't like garlic. Garlic's such a power food too. Like, it's such an antioxidant. Like, it's so good for you. Yeah, it's dangerous.